What measures would you take as an elected official to prevent this from ever happening again?
My campus carry bill goes in the higher education. It doesn't go K through 12. So looking at this tragedy that happened with K through 12, we might have to have an armed employee at the schools. That's a measure. That's a measure.
Arm the employees. You're looking shocked.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think CSN and other campuses around the state actually have, trained security forces who
I think she's talking about K through 12 now.
I'm so glad he said that. They do. They have trained security forces with firearms. You remember Amanda Collins at the University of Reno, who got raped on a police car? So where were they?
And is your solution to that being that she should have been carrying a gun and shoot her assailant?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
But that is the argument. You know, Mr. Fiore, that is the argument for Second Amendment advocates and for those against gun control, is that if you let these people be armed, if some of the folks in that movie theater had been armed, maybe they could have stopped it. What do you say to that?
Well, the troubling part of that is that the ultimate conclusion of that argument is that every single American needs to be carrying a gun at all times in order to be safe. And if that is the solution that you're proposing, Assemblywoman, or that others are proposing, I think a lot of Americans would find that pretty extreme.
Well, let me ask you a question. Americans, you're an American, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you shot a gun?
I have not shot a gun.
Would you shoot a gun?
I would shoot a gun.
Would you allow me to take you to a firearms institute and let you handle a gun?
Yes, I would.
So I would like to do that with you first, and then have you repeat that statement.
But why
because it has a lot to do with it.
Hang on a second. Let me handle this.
Out of school.
But wait a second. Who cares if you haven't shot a gun? You can't take a position on gun control. Is that what you're suggesting?
I would prefer you
I haven't had an abortion, but I can take a position on abortion.
You know what? Be educated on it. Come with me. Let me train you in a firearms institute where you're safe. Let me train you safe. And let me tell you another thing. You're saying why should Amanda Collins have be able to shoot and kill her assailant? Well, because maybe Breonna Dennison would have been alive.
Assemblywoman, are you suggesting that every single Nevadan needs to carry a gun at all times in order to be safe? Are you saying that right now, that because I am not carrying a gun, that I am unsafe?
I'm not carrying a gun either. Dana don't like them.
Other implications of folks who make the same arguments that you do tend to blame or place some level of blame on the people who are victims in these cases, that they were not carrying a gun, and that if they were carrying a gun, they would have survived. You are insinuating that right now, because I am not carrying a gun, if someone were to come into this studio and start shooting, it would be my fault if I were to get hurt or killed because I'm not carrying a gun right now.